It's time to embark on our Wonder of the Seas 7-day sailing with Royal Caribbean out of Port Canaveral. We'll show you our first impressions of the ship and a full room tour in our 5-person junior suite. Let's go! It was a dreary day driving from Orlando to Port Canaveral, but that couldn't get us down. It was Embarkation Day. We checked our suitcases at the curb and headed into the terminal for check-in with our carry-ons. It was busy, but we never had to wait more than a minute or two as we made our way through the process. In fact, as junior suite guests, we had access to this seating area at check-in just for suite guests and Pinnacle members, but we didn't have time for sitting. We wanted to get straight on the ship. This was the largest ship we had ever been on, and in 2024, it's the second largest ship in the world. Lots of people were hanging out in the promenade, waiting for their staterooms to be ready, but as we began to sail away, we headed to other areas to get down to business. First, we stopped at some dining locations to discuss our family's dietary restrictions. We are gluten and dairy free, and we pre-ordered our meals for dinner. Then we went to register and check out the space at Adventure Ocean, the kids club on board. But we'll do a full video about both of those things later on. We're ready to check out the stateroom.
Welcome, travelers, to Stateroom 8636 aboard the Wonder of the Seas.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
This is a junior suite, so first thing right off the bat is it comes with a coffee maker. It's fantastic.
Let's open some of these drawers.
Guys, drawers.
I actually love that there are enough drawers here for us.
Yep.
And not just
And then
shelves. But there are shelves.
a little bit of closet space and
well.
some shelves, but that is in addition to the largest
Wow.
walk-in closet these New Yorkers have ever seen.
In New
This is
York,
my room.
we call this a bedroom.
Yeah. Nora even said, "This is my room."
If you hear snoring, it's because we've got one down here that knocked out after a kids club tour.
So we have the regular bed, and then this will open up, and this will open up, which we will show later, or maybe even right now. The power of video. Also, I love having a sitting area here.
What if you get to sit here and you get to drink your coffee?
These hooks are nice on the wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But this, the pièce de résistance,
I don't feel like I'm gonna.
that's going to be your bed.
Balcony. And scenic ports.
Port Canaveral.
Port Canaveral. The vanity here has nice bright lighting around the mirror, so that's where I will be getting ready in the morning.
So,
There's blankets.
there's a tiny bit of space under here. There's also a lot of extra bedding under here.
Okay.
So, I don't
And
know.
you can see with the headboard and at the base that they can split this bed
Yes.
into
Wait,
double.
really?
But
Yeah.
we would like to sleep together, Dad and I.
Yeah.
No.
The fact that you can do it yourself if you
Yeah.
want this bed.
That's going to be Accent's
Nice.
bed.
Over here we have a US charger and a USB. And the same thing in the light over on the
Yep.
side.
And then at the vanity, you have 3 US, 2 European, 2 USBs. We had packed some drinks in our carry-ons and used those to stock the fridge.
Oh, there's robes. Hold on.
Yep, they come with the junior suite. And it says usually they're on request, but we didn't even need to request. Or maybe I requested at some point in the past.
There's a full-length mirror, which is nice. And balloon door. And the bathroom.
A
Pretty decent sized
really nice.
bathroom.
And look at the tub.
Oh!
Ain't no Royal Caribbean sticky shower curtain on me.
But there's a bathtub with the traditional adjustable handheld. There's a clothesline. And then it was time to get settled in. I was impressed with the number of hangers that they provided. I brought a few kid hangers, and between that and what the room had, we didn't even have to ask for extras. I'm all unpacked, and it didn't take that long. It's not even 2:30 yet. And I just want to show you where everything landed for a family of 5 with a chronic overpacker. So I think your stuff will fit. My kids each got a drawer for their day-to-day outfits, except Asher is bigger, so his clothes don't fold quite as narrowly, so I gave him this drawer over under the closet. I also do one drawer with all the swim stuff, so when it's time to go swimming, you go to one place and get all the stuff for all the kids at once. I decided to make this the coat closet. The weather forecast is looking a little rainy, a little cold, so I'm glad we brought our coats and have a space for them. But down here, I stuck our pool bag. We did keep these 2 top shelves for snacks. The things that aren't in the mini fridge are up here, out of the kids' reach. You know they'll climb on a chair and try to get to it, but in the closet, here's what a walk-in closet looks like with outfits for a family of 5 for a full week-long cruise. We did pretty well for ourselves, and both our big suitcases fit down here underneath. These are really mostly our nighttime outfits, things to wear to dinners. One of the things we always do when we travel is pack a space bag. This is where we put all of our dirty clothes, and if we get a chance to do laundry, great. If we can send it out for laundry service, awesome. Sometimes they do a discount about halfway through the cruise or toward the end, so we can go home with clean things in our suitcase. But if they don't do that on this cruise, at least I can squeeze all the air out of that and fit it back in my suitcase, no problem, and have everything all contained when I get home and it's time to do laundry. Then on this side, I gave each kid a shelf. Now, I have a pet peeve with shelves because all these little things go tumbling off when the kids go to fetch their stuff. Sometimes I will bring collapsible bins that you can get from the dollar store. I did that on our last cruise and found we didn't really need quite that much structure. So this time I went with these packing cubes. I got these from the dollar section at Target. So I think we made it work. There's one little shelf up top where we're storing umbrellas, empty bags, booster seats, and we really made the most of the space, I think. It's gonna be a good cruise. This door has way more texture to it than I am used to, and I have a dry erase board that I like to put up on the door, but this one, let vacation begin, is not strong enough magnet. I should have gotten a stronger magnet to put behind it, but this one isn't sticking on our door. It does stick on the wall, but again, there's no wall immediately on either side of the door, so I'm not sticking it in the middle of the hallway. Like, it's okay. It's all right.
Otherwise it'll be.
It's so cool. The kids are gonna love it.
I agree.
1, 2, 3. It doesn't feel overcrowded. Like, there's still plenty of room. Look at all that. It's perfect for families of 5. The kids' favorite way of getting off of the bunk bed is to crawl down a couple rungs and then crash into the bed.
Not mine. It's my bunk
Okay,
bed.
enough of that. I tried out the Lavazza coffee maker in the junior suite, and this coffee is delicious. We brought some boxed macadamia nut milk with us, and it's so good, so good.
Can I try?
While I get ready this morning, we are going to talk a little bit about that shower situation. This morning, I went to turn on the shower, and first it came out of the tub spout instead of the overhead shower because I didn't know which way to turn it. And when it did, there was this wash of black speckled water that filled the tub. It was the entire bottom of the tub was black. I thought, okay, best case scenario, this is some of those little like particles in water filters. I get them sometimes in like Brita filters. Maybe it's how they clean the water and it left some of that sediment in there. But honestly, every time I've rounded the corner from the elevator banks on deck 8, I've been telling Nick, to me the hallway smells like mildew. And I still smell it even in our bathroom. It's not too bad in our room, but I feel like the hallway smells kind of mildewy. So if I had to do it again, I might avoid the starboard side of deck 8. It may not be a thing, it may just be me, it may be some other smell, and I even left a ring around the tub. Even after my shower, that black line was faint, but still there. Anyway, as far as the shower review goes,
It'll be destroyed.
I don't love those half glass shower walls because I feel like still half the bathroom gets sprayed with water, and I was doing my best to try to block the water, but every time I'd turn, it would get everywhere. Plus, I find the air in the shower itself a lot colder than if there were a curtain or a fully enclosed, you know, the cruise showers that fully close you in. Those trap the steam and make them very cozy and warm, in my opinion, and I don't get goosebumps because today I was trying to shave my legs and I had goosebumps, and that's just a disaster. So it's a health hazard, really. So I wish there was more to the shower wall, but that's just a personal preference. Let me tell you, don't plug the coffee maker into your converter. It will burn it up and they will have to give you a new coffee maker.
So, I want to take this opportunity to talk to you a little bit about cruise ship public bathrooms. Now, right now, we are on the Wonder of the Seas in Junior Suite, Stateroom 8636. And one of the best things about being on one of these sort of mid-deck levels is that you're also close to some of the entertainment spaces. So some of the entertainment spaces also have restrooms directly adjacent to them. They tend to be a little bit bigger, but they tend not to be used very much during the day, and certainly not in the morning, right? And so if you're in one of these rooms where you only have one bathroom, right, as opposed to like two attached rooms where you might get two bathrooms, even if they're sort of smaller staterooms, but having really closely adjacent public restrooms may mean that if somebody is in the shower, let's say in your bathroom, you might, like, we were a family of 5, right? So there's always somebody who's in there at one time. Even if you're all in the room, somebody could sneak away and use one of the public restrooms that's adjacent to one of the entertainment spaces, and they're usually empty because in the morning and the afternoon, there's no reason anybody would be in those bathrooms that are really intended to be bathrooms for entertainment spaces that are used mainly in the evening.
Case in point, I just came back to the room to find that Nick had been kicked out of the shower because one of the kids had to pee so bad that they asked him to get out so they could use the bathroom. It's a thing. The benefit of this big walk-in closet is that we can get changed. And being a family of 5 in a room this space, when it's time for us all to go get our swimsuits on, if anyone's feeling modest and wants to get changed in privacy, there's always the closet. I just want to follow up on our final night here about the smell of deck 8 on the starboard side, right? We're starboard? Yes. So earlier in the week, it smelled like mildew in the hall. And then like 3 days ago, it started smelling worse. And not even like mildew, like a sewage issue. It got worse, and the next morning we woke up to find that it got a little bit better, but also smelled mostly like perfume, like they had tried to cover it up. And by that afternoon, it was awful. It was literally making me cough walking down the hall, and I thought,
there's got to be some overflow that has spilled out into the hallway, because especially toward the forward, it was so bad that I thought if my room was down here, I might not be able to stay in my room. But by this morning, the scent had kind of cleared out, and now I don't even smell the mildew smell. So I don't know if it was a one-time thing or if there's been a recurring issue that has resulted in some mildew. But there were issues on this sailing on the deck 8 starboard side. Hoping that's not a trend. I hope you don't have to be concerned about that area. For a few days there, it was the poop deck.
Once we got home, I researched the black specks in the bathwater, and sometimes that happens when they have to shut off the pipes to do plumbing work, and the scale buildup in the pipes dries out and flakes off when you first turn the water back on. It won't harm you, and it all makes sense if they were doing work on the plumbing that week. So, mystery solved. It's our last morning, and we're getting ready to get off the ship. And I wanted to mention a couple more things about the room that I don't think I've said before. One, when we had them make up the bunk bed off the sofa, that was the last we saw of the sofa. So don't expect them to make that into a sofa during the day and only make it a bunk bed at night. At least in our case, we didn't ask if we could have the sofa back, but we had a bunk bed the whole cruise. Also, we found the pillows to be really, really thick. I felt like I was sleeping with my neck at a right angle. And so I asked if they had any thinner pillows, and the stateroom attendant was able to get me a smaller pillow, which I found very comfortable. But until then, the first night's sleep was a little bit intense. And then lastly, I, with the joy of being a mom, got to sleep in my bed, but I also got to sleep in the bottom bunk and on the sofa bed. The only place I didn't sleep was the top bunk of the bunk bed. And I can tell you, that mattress on the trundle is so comfy. That might be the best mattress in the room. It's even better than the one in the bed. Oh, I've got like morning voice and I've got a cold. Can you hear me? But also, the sofa bed is really, really firm. Like, if you like sleeping on a wrestling mat that's maybe about as cushiony as it gets, it's my least favorite spot is that sofa. Just my 2 cents, in case that helps. We are ready for a fantastic 7 days, and especially to show you everything we ate, gluten and dairy free. So come back next time where we dive into all the details, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our Wonder of the Seas series. We'll see you next time, travelers.